What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Watching Sundays as we discuss the Orville. Happy Refrain.
Season 2, episode 6.
I'm singing in the rain.
Yeah.
No.
Let's get into it.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Yo, so how many ports, how many RAMs you got?
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe...
You think that's enough?
Maybe it's...
You got a big enough size?
I'm working
enough
with...
memory in that?
I'm working with an 8-core 32-thread CPU.
Core? Oh, that is big.
32 gigs of RAM. At least. It's upgradable.
Upgradable.
Yeah.
Interchangeable.
All right, guys. So obviously,
this is so much fun.
This episode, we're breaking new ground. Obviously, we're dealing with a human and a machine.
It seems like he was evolving throughout the process, but his machinery.
I mean, like, machine learning as it is today, right?
Sure.
I mean, obviously, his programming and his directives are constantly evolving and changing and taking in new data, right? And so at first he thought, oh, this is the ample experience we need, this is the ample data set that we need to make a solid conclusion. But obviously, human relationships are a little bit more complicated than just having sex and just
having sex. Indeed, nothing gets more complicated than having sex. Actually, it's not complicated at all. You stick it in, and then you're all good. You're all good to go.
Let's not travel down that.
We were kind of like discussing like, so did it just manifest a simulated penis during the simulation? And is that why Dr. Finn was just so happy about
She was enamored with his performance.
The performance was gyration and rhythm. It was just like all in perfect calculation, happening at the perfect time.
Perfect precision.
Every guy should be jealous.
I was thinking at that point, does everybody want to bang Isaac at that point? But no, I mean, it's an interesting thing to think about the future and whether or not inorganic life forms can achieve.
I think that was the biggest
level of emotion
from this episode. Yeah, absolutely.
It's obviously easy to think that you can be in a relationship with a machine. Obviously, whether you're a guy or a girl, you have this opposite where they're just completely objective in every manner. They have no kind of like joking manner. Everything you talk about just comes down to an objective reality. There's no opinions.
Well, I mean, if you're ever interested in being in a relationship with a robot, you just go to Japan.
I mean, giving this more thought, obviously, there's a lot that goes on in a relationship when two people are talking to each other and there's so many misunderstandings, right? In terms of like tone of voice and connotations behind certain word usage. I mean, it happens in everyday conversation. I mean, beyond a relationship, but it's understanding how Dr. Finn can fall for someone that is just completely present without any other distractions.
I just don't get it though. Like, wouldn't the human side of yourself be cognizant enough to judge that this is a machine, this is not a human being, and how can it possibly work unless it's all under simulation? Which obviously that's what the end of the episode left us to think.
Yeah, I mean, but she does say that, right? She said, "How can I possibly think that this could ever work between a machine?" Or with a machine, but
he did start making a mistake towards the end of the episode, and it's just all this data and all these programs that he's calculating.
I don't think he made a mistake.
I think additional data is compounded atop whatever programs that he's running under, and it's kind of creating algorithms and kind of like anomalies that
part of me thinks that some of it happened when they were kind of like taking jabs at him, because everybody was making quips about him being a jerk, and like Keylon said stuff about breaking a few ribs, and then he stood there for a second. He did like a little double take. He's like, Okay. And
yeah,
then,
but he's still a machine, so
Yeah.
I think the evolution of Isaac is happening.
It's an interesting
right,
evolution.
Yeah, it's happening right in front of us, and there is some kind of hint that even though he's a humanoid, there might be a chance that you take in all this data and you create all these programs that you can become a little bit more human.
Yeah, you can't account for every
Maybe.
single thing, right?
I mean, Data on Star Trek, when there were several episodes where they attempted to make him more human, and he does become a little bit more human as the show progressed.
Yeah, I mean, the machine learning end of this episode or of this theme goes to show that no matter how perfectly you program something can eventually influence that program itself to kind of change or go beyond its parameters. And that's exactly what happened in this episode. Isaac thought he knew or had enough to kind of make a conclusion about human behavior and relationships. And then, obviously he made a mistake about all you needed is one night. The one and done.
The one and done.
But, obviously Ed had some insight as to, like, maybe this is a chance for you to get or redeem yourself with Dr. Finn. And it was interesting how he chose to go about doing that.
I would be interested to know what you guys thought, or what have you used, what kind of plan, or what have you implemented to make the other person
Get the girl
break
back.
up with you. No, the
get
other
the guy
way,
back.
the other way around. Not to get the girl back. It could be to get the other girl back, get the other guy back. But what have you done if you wanted out of a relationship? What kind of tactics have you employed just to get them to break up with you? Just as Lamar suggested, you do things that are more unpleasant and
Right.
unsatisfactory.
I have an additional question for you guys. Whether or not, whatever the machine looks like, could you guys in the future ever develop feelings for a machine?
Oh, absolutely. I just got to run a simulation, make the machine look like Vanessa Kirby, and it is...
Or Maria Avgeropoulos?
Maria Avgeropoulos, and it is smooth sailing from there.
I mean, we would have to see, right? Even if she looks like them, what if the machine is so, like, stout and so like, dry?
Well, that is an interesting question. And
Right,
yeah, that is a very interesting question. But that machine could also develop data and learning to act more spontaneous like Isaac did, and, be more creative like Isaac did. So there is possibility.
I mean, it's not so simple for everybody else, so I guess leave it in the comment section down below. Could you fall for a machine if, if
it presented itself, if it was an
that
opportunity, if it presented like a favorable, subject in front of you, maybe. And if you spent enough time with something, of course you develop some kind of relationship or feelings.
An apropos theme that I like to call back to is obviously my feelings for anime girls, or for like characters on games. Like, obviously I'm not in love with these people, but I'm like,
Are you sure?
But of course, like, you'll watch a show that has an anime girl, or you'll play a game with a virtually hot avatar, and you're like, wow, she's hot, right? And there's all these questions about virtual or pixel, or falling in love with pixels, and it's just like one of those things that's kind of apropos. Like, could you fall for
Very weird
a machine in the same way that you have like these little she's kind of hot for towards like pixel characters or cartoon characters? I know a lot of people I know, especially girls that I know, say that their first crush was the fox from the Disney Robin Hood cartoon.
Oh, yeah?
And it's like, yeah, he was so hot. It's like, but it's a fox. It's a cartoon character.
Yeah.
But one of the first crushes I had, like, in the virtual world, was Pocahontas, and so that stuff makes sense. We have these. Obviously, we have these kind of like we recognize these things.
Yeah.
We recognize.
I'm trying to think back
images.
of like one of my first crushes on the virtual world. There were so many.
There's probably Alita from the original Battle Angel.
No. Sadly, it wasn't Alita. I think like it was in the video game world.
Gunbuster
Like
girl?
no, Gunbuster. I mean, no, not really. I would think Final Fantasy, like Yuna and Tifa, was like the first like Because,
a lot of people say Tifa.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was kind of like the first time video games kind of, you know, the graphics were a little bit more evolved. And then after that, it just continued on to get better and better. But I think I would recall Yuna and Tifa. Like, those were the first emotional responses I ever got from a video game.
All right, well, that'll do it for this episode covering the Orville. Hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification for more information on when we release videos. And we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully,
Peace.
We'll be in a relationship with a machine.
Just
Bye,
go to
guys.
Japan.
Bye.